So the Trump administration now said to be planning to pull another $1 billion in funding from Harvard. This after the elite school rejected a list of administration demands. Carine Hajjar, Boston Globe editorial board member. Hello to you. And Jimmy Failla, you know him, you love him from Saturday Night. Ladies and gentlemen, give us Mo.
There it is.
Here is the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Madam Governor here on the latest possibility.
Donald Trump is giving away intellectual assets. I want America soaring. And what Donald Trump is doing is basically saying to China and other countries, come to the United States, take our scientists, take our researchers. It's part of this continued playbook that Donald Trump has been using, which is to silence critics.
So now, Jimmy, you go first here. It seems as if the White House is not going to give up this battle.
No, ma'am.
And if you read between the lines, it's like Harvard's considering the possibility that it could go private.
Yeah, that's what it would appear. But there's an economic consequence to this, just on a basic level. I mean, Harvard, in terms of the revenue it generates in that region, second largest source of income behind Yankee suck T-shirts. I believe that's number one. I believe Harvard is number two. But I feel like we're having two separate arguments here, because this was based in what? Stopping anti-Semitism, and now they're talking about the outsourcing of science. I don't see a genuine interest by them in addressing the anti-Semitic problem on the campus. And I feel like they leaked this Trump letter, or at least this letter from the administration, as a means of putting more pressure on the president, as opposed to more pressure on them to maybe conform or evolve.
But I'm not sure if it worked that way.
No, I don't think so either. They want to cut more.
So the White House is doubling down. Here's a Wall Street Journal saying that Trump demands Harvard's foreign funding records. The administration has been concerned about foreign actors attempting to spy on researchers or spread propaganda within academic institutions. Now, it's been a pretty chilly spring in the Northeast. I imagine in Boston it feels that way, too.
It sure does. I mean, people are worried that this puts, like you said, a lot of jobs on the line. But it's not just Harvard and sort of the social justice warriors flitting around the humanities. This really does impact the bigger biomedical infrastructure that Harvard is. You know, it's affiliated with Beth Israel, with with Dana-Farber, with so many of the hospitals that are famous and do life-saving work. So people are worried that anti-Semitism, which it needs to be addressed on campus, to be clear, is being used as a pretext to really go after the institution generally. This isn't just about going after discrimination and Title VI. This is some of the asks are hiring, auditing admissions, auditing the faculty, and auditing for ideological diversity. And you even have folks like Steven Pinker and Larry Summers who have been really big advocates for free speech on campus, sometimes at a personal cost, saying that this is going too far into an infringement on academic freedom, as imperfect as it may be at Harvard.
Topic number two, speaking of universities and young folks in America, apparently this band took to the stage at Coachella.
Yep.
And they had some pretty blatant things to say with regard to Israel. A couple things here. New York Post, invitation to hate. This was, I guess, Cornell University, right?
Yep.
So we're back in the Ivy Leagues here. Their statement of the Post went this way. The headliner for this Irish band Kneecap, okay? Selected by the student-run Slope Day Planning Board following a poll of students, do I have it right? Kehlani?
Yeah.
Was chosen based on her popularity and the genre of her music. The personal views expressed by this artist are their own and do not represent the university. Well, here is what was on stage. Blank Israel, free Palestine. That's pretty blatant, pretty obvious for all to see, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to point out first and foremost, this crap never happened at my alma mater, Nassau Community College. Okay, we didn't have an anti-Semitic problem. I make a joke to remind you that as a comedian, this story hits differently for me because these schools were banning comedians 5 years ago because they were like, well, if you make fun of something, it trivializes it in a way that people might want to commit an act of violence against it. Now we have a guy singing "Kill the Jews" on stage. I feel like we lost the plot somewhere between safe spaces and no safe spaces for Jewish students. And it's really embarrassing, frankly.
Quick last word.
Just the double standard on campuses, Kehlani coming on with sort of a long line of dangerous rhetoric, and then you don't allow professors who have controversial views on all types of subjects to come speak.
It's pretty blatant right there, though. All right,
sure is.
Would you agree?
I mean, musicians should stick to music.
Carine and Jimmy, great to have you
So
here.
much fun.
Thank you, guys.
Happy
Have a great
Monday
Monday.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.